Herculean souls. If you are a Herculean soul, this message speaks directly to your lived experience. From the outside, you are seen as strong, capable, reliable. You move through life with weight and presence. You know how to endure. You know how to carry. You know how to get things done when others step back. Here is something you may have never heard said this clearly. Your life shaped you through effort long before ease appeared. You learned to rely on your body, your will, your capacity to push forward. Action became your language. Movement became your proof of worth. You trust what can be built, lifted, protected, completed. People often come to you when something needs to be held together. When pressure rises, when responsibility feels heavy, you step in naturally. You take charge without announcing it. You move first, act first, carry first. This creates a very specific inner experience. You feel useful. You feel needed. You feel respected for what you can do. At the same time, you rarely feel fully met. Your strength becomes visible. Your inner world stays private. Now listen carefully. This part often remains unnamed. You learned early that life responds to force and persistence. You learned that progress comes through effort. Rest feels secondary to responsibility. Slowing down feels unfamiliar. You stay in motion because motion feels honest. Inside, there is pride in your capacity. There is also fatigue that you rarely voice. Your body carries history. Your muscles remember effort. Your nervous system knows readiness. You stand strong even when tired. You may notice that others admire your reliability while missing your tenderness. They trust you to handle things. They expect you to manage pressure. Few ask how much weight you are carrying inside, and still, there is inspiration here. Your strength is real. Your presence stabilizes situations. You bring order through action. You create safety by standing firm. What you are hearing now gives language to a path shaped by endurance and power. It honors the weight you carry without diminishing your humanity. It recognizes that your strength formed through life, not through performance. This is the beginning of recognition for Herculean souls, and what follows will reveal how raw power matures into conscious strength, shared support, and a life that holds both effort and meaning. This description was created by the StarSeedSoul Project to give words to a very physical, lived experience. It reflects how strength, effort, and responsibility shape real human lives. It was written to honor those who carry weight through action, presence, and endurance. What you are hearing now speaks directly to experience, not ideas. It names patterns many Herculean souls recognize immediately in themselves. For Herculean souls, relationships are deeply connected to action and responsibility. You show love through doing, through support, through protection, through presence in difficult moments. You step in when something needs to be carried, fixed, or held together. Care for you expresses itself through effort. Here is something rarely spoken clearly. Your core relationship pain grows from how much you take on. You become the one who carries the practical side of connection. You provide stability, safety, and reliability. You take responsibility when others hesitate. Over time, this turns you into the pillar of the relationship. This creates a quiet imbalance. You feel needed for your strength. You feel valued for what you do. At the same time, emotional closeness often feels secondary. Support flows toward you less often than it flows from you. You stand strong while waiting to be met with the same intensity of care. This pattern tends to repeat across relationships. You meet someone who feels drawn to your grounded presence and physical confidence. They feel safe with you. They rely on your consistency. Gradually, effort and responsibility settle mostly on your shoulders. You adapt. You endure. You continue showing up. Listen carefully here. This explains something many Herculean souls feel without naming. You stay because commitment matters to you. You believe that bonds are built through perseverance. You trust effort more than words. Walking away feels like abandoning something unfinished. So you keep going, even when your own needs remain unspoken. This cycle shapes how love feels in your body. Connection becomes linked with labor. Closeness becomes linked with responsibility. Being valued becomes linked with how much you can carry. And still, inside this pattern, there is power. There is loyalty. There is a rare capacity to stand firm through difficulty. Your strength creates safety. Your presence creates stability. Recognizing this pattern opens the door to a different kind of relationship experience. One where strength is shared. One where support moves both ways. One where your power remains, while connection gains warmth and reciprocity. A transition begins when understanding shifts from endurance toward awareness. You start sensing that strength does not require constant exertion. Support does not require carrying everything alone. Presence begins to feel as powerful as effort. This realization grows slowly, through lived moments rather than ideas. What you are about to hear is something many Herculean souls recognize deeply, even if they never spoke it aloud. Your experience in relationships mirrors your experience with money and the material world. You approach work, responsibility, and resources with the same mindset you bring into connection. Through effort, through reliability, through physical and emotional contribution, you show up. You do the work. You handle what others avoid. Money for you feels earned through action, through labor, through persistence. You trust what you can build with your hands, your time, your energy. Stability matters deeply. Security feels tied to effort and consistency, and yet material life often feels heavy. Income grows through work rather than ease. Resources feel connected to responsibility rather than pleasure. You may create much and still feel tired. You may succeed and still feel that rest comes later. Here is something rarely spoken directly. Your relationship with money carries the same pattern as your relationships with people. You give first. You hold structure. You take responsibility. You expect yourself to manage weight so others can move freely. This creates an inner conflict around value. You measure worth through contribution, through usefulness, through how much you can carry. Doing feels meaningful. Rest feels conditional. Receiving feels secondary to providing. Your body often holds this story silently. Tension lives in muscles. Fatigue settles into bones. Strength becomes habit rather than choice. You feel most aligned when you are active, productive, engaged in something tangible. Now stay with this moment. This part matters. Your value lives deeper than effort. Your strength exists beyond constant output. Your presence holds power even in stillness. When you allow yourself to pause, energy reorganizes rather than disappears. As awareness deepens, something begins to change. Work becomes more sustainable. Money reflects steadiness rather than strain. You choose commitments with intention rather than obligation. The material world responds when effort aligns with care for yourself. This shift does not take away your strength. It refines it. Your actions gain impact because they are conscious. Your energy supports creation that lasts without draining you. This is the point where Herculean power starts to feel balanced, where matter supports life rather than demands sacrifice, where strength becomes grounded presence instead of constant exertion. And this understanding opens the door to a way of living that feels solid, capable, and deeply alive. At the shadow point of the Herculean path lives a truth shaped by years of effort and endurance. You learned early that life responds to strength. You discovered that action creates results. You built identity through doing, carrying, overcoming. Your body knows work. Your will knows pressure. You trust effort more than words. This shadow appears as constant readiness to take on more. You step forward when weight appears. You take responsibility when others hesitate. You push through difficulty with determination and stamina. Inside, rest feels secondary to completion. Value feels closely tied to productivity and visible results. Here is something rarely spoken clearly. Your avoided truth lives in tenderness. In the part of you that longs to be met without proving worth through effort, you give strength easily. You offer protection, support, and reliability. Receiving care without action feels unfamiliar. You are used to earning everything through force of will. The turning point arrives through maturity rather than exhaustion. You begin to sense that strength expands when it includes care for yourself. You notice moments where slowing down increases effectiveness. You recognize that presence carries power equal to action. You allow support to exist alongside your capability. This shift changes how you relate to life. Effort becomes focused rather than constant. Energy moves with purpose rather than pressure. You choose where to apply strength instead of carrying everything. Your body experiences work as meaningful rather than draining. In higher expression, Herculean souls embody grounded power. Your physical presence carries calm authority. Your energy supports creation that lasts. You build steadily with intention and clarity. Your relationships deepen through reliability and mutual respect. Connection feels strong and warm at the same time. You lead through example. You inspire trust through consistency. You show others how strength and care can live together. Your actions create safety. Your presence creates stability. This is the Herculean potential fully expressed, strength that supports life, effort that builds enduring foundations, power that serves creation rather than struggle. The portal 11.11 opens here as a moment of clear self-recognition. It offers a structured way to see your lived patterns with honesty and respect. For Herculean souls, the portal brings clarity to strength, endurance, and responsibility that have shaped your choices in relationships, work, and material life. It allows you to recognize your path without pressure, with language that feels grounded and human. For those who feel ready to go further, deeper exploration unfolds through focused activations and relationship PDFs. These materials support integration in daily life. They help translate insight into how you share strength, receive support, and build stability without carrying everything alone. This exploration respects your pace and honors the weight you already hold. Now stay with this moment as the transmission rises. You carry a rare capacity for action made real. You build, you protect, you persist. When others hesitate, you move. When things become heavy, you lift. Your presence brings reliability into uncertain spaces. Your hands know how to turn effort into form. In your elevated expression, Herculean strength becomes conscious power. You continue to act decisively. You also choose where your force belongs. Energy aligns with purpose. Work gains rhythm and sustainability. Relationships deepen through shared effort and mutual respect. You allow support to meet you without diminishing your dignity. You recognize that partnership strengthens endurance. Your material life reflects stability created through wisdom as well as effort. Your relationships carry loyalty, warmth, and grounded intimacy. Your logic brings clarity that simplifies what once felt overwhelming. Let this understanding settle into the body. Allow it to guide how you commit, how you pace yourself, how you choose what deserves your strength. You do not need to prove power through constant carrying. Your presence already speaks. You are a Herculean soul. Your origin is shaped by embodied strength, persistence, and real-world action. Your destiny lives in directing that power with clarity, shared purpose, and a life that stands strong and alive.